The devs of Space Marine 2 have released their first hotfix. It's hotfix 2.1, and it has a series of crashes, bug fixes, some PC only things, and then they have a bigger patch for later into September. So let's get right into it. So starting off with our crashes and bug fixes, they fixed some rare possible crashes when starting the game, which this hasn't happened to me, but I have heard of it happening to some people. I do hope that they fix crashing at the end of a match. That has been happening to me a fair amount as well. They fixed a rare possible crash that occurred during the first cutscene. I heard about that as well. However, that did not happen to me or any of my friends. Then they fixed several other rare crashes. So that could be anything. They probably just named the ones that are affecting the most people. And then they fixed several rare bugs that were causing soft blocks in the story mode. I didn't have any soft blocks in the story mode. I got through it just fine. It was a ton of fun. By the way, if you're just grinding like PvE and PvP, you do you for sure, but the story mode is worth grinding and playing through. It is a ton of fun. Yeah, I guess it's not grinding, just playing through. The story mode is so fun. It's a really, really good story and great cinematics. Really it's top tier story for sure. So would highly suggest playing through that. I know everyone's rushing to max out their gear and all that, but try out the story mode. It's a ton of fun. So then we had a PC only fix. They optimized CPU behavior on high-end CPUs. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Nothing much to say on that. My frames per second have been pretty good overall. They definitely could use some optimization. I've been running at about 100 FPS, and I have a 4070 Ti and I think 13700 CPU. So pretty beefy computer and pretty not great frames. So I can't imagine what the frames are like on a less beefy computer. Might be a little bit rough. Let me know in the comments below how it is. Of course, I am playing on ultra settings, so that does have something to do that. But it might be rough, and they can maybe optimize a little bit more as well. Though the game does look very good. So they said on top of that first fix, we're preparing a bigger patch for later in September. This patch will bring, among other things, ultra-wide support. So if you have that big monitor, sounds good for you. And then they have private PvE lobbies. That'll be interesting. I'm not actually sure what private PvE, actually that's probably like peer-to-peer. That's what I hope it is peer-to-peer. So you don't have to be online or not online, but anyways, you get what I mean. So we don't have to rely on their servers. Then we have sparring arena in the battle barge. So that'll be cool. Hopefully it is done well. And then they say, and more. So it looks good. I do hope that they release some more content, optimize the game, and add some updates. Overall, I think that the total game is pretty well done. There's actually not many bugs or anything. So I think out of all the games that have released recently, it's actually in a great place. And yeah, I think they're doing a great job. They said, and more, thank you for your support. The Emperor protects. Ain't that right? So that's the whole patch. Pretty small, actually. Definitely good to see that they're just working on bug fixes and crashes. I really hope that they don't get into the whole balancing issue that the Helldivers devs fell into. If these guys just let the game run a little bit and, you know, just see what happens instead of like nerfing stuff off the bat, that would be great. Additionally, I think that if they do add balance changes, they should balance PvP and PvE separately. They should not be balanced together because you don't like in PvP, you want everything to be balanced, the different classes to have about around the same win rate, right? But in PvE, you know, some classes are going to be better at different missions. Some classes are going to be better when picked with other classes. So I don't think that you can balance PvE and PvP together. And it's the same with weapons. Some weapons will be better for some missions. Other weapons will be better for other missions. PvP, all the weapons should, you know, they don't all have to be balanced, but it should be relatively balanced so that not one weapon dominates every single thing or not one class dominates every single match. And so far, I mean, the PvP feels relatively balanced. I'd say that like sniper in hands of a strong player feels pretty strong. Same with tactical feels really strong, and heavy is really, really annoying to play against as well. But it feels relatively balanced so far. I'm not sure what happens at like the very high ranks, or if you have a 6-man, that might get pretty unbalanced. But for right now, it feels good. I just hope they don't nerf everything into oblivion like Helldivers did. That's what caused me to quit playing Helldivers. It just wasn't fun. It was way too hard on the hardest difficulties because once they nerfed the railgun, you could not kill things efficiently. So anyways, it's looking good though. Great first patch modes. They're doing great on SteamDB. Their player count is very high still. We're on the second day after, or maybe the third day after release, and our players right now at 4 p.m. CST are at 153,000 players, so standing strong. Definitely not taking the gaming sphere by storm as hard as Helldivers did. And, you know, they haven't had any server issues like Helldivers did, which that's actually a good thing. But still very respectable, especially for a Warhammer 40k game. And it's just a really solid game all around. The PvP is fun, the PvE is fun, the campaign's great. Definitely would suggest, if you haven't picked it up, it's worth the $60 for sure, if you have the $60 to spare. And yeah, it's a ton of fun. So other than that, make sure that you know about, if you care about these kinds of things, get your drip from Twitch. They're having Twitch drops from basically all through September. You have to link your Twitch and Pros account. And once you've done that, if you watch for 2 hours, I believe, you'll get both the shield bolt rifle and the Porpho shield chainsword. Both of them look pretty cool. And then this is weird. If you gift someone 2 subs, then you can get the Porpho shield bolt pistol. I don't know about the like getting items for gifting subscriptions. It's just sort of weird. I've never seen that before with Twitch drops, but I guess it's a new thing. Definitely makes sense for Twitch because it's getting them a lot more money than just watching. That's for sure. Oh, and then you can also get the Porpho shield power fist. So don't forget to do your Twitch drops if you want those cool skins. They are looking pretty good, actually. I think that I'll probably do that eventually when I get to it. But other than that, I think that should be about it. Oh, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate the lack of microtransactions in this game. It is so refreshing to see like a full, I mean, it's basically a AAA game released with no microtransaction shop. There's, yes, a season pass, but it's not like your standard battle pass where you can buy levels and all that jazz. You know, cosmetics, they're in the game. You can actually unlock them in the game just by playing. You don't have to spend a dime. Yes, you can unlock some like with DLC content by buying them, but it's still so refreshing to see a basically AAA game that is not riddled with microtransactions. You can unlock cosmetics in game just from playing the game. And yeah, it feels great. I'm really happy about that. And I think that that should definitely be reflected in when people are talking about this game, because if people you know, say that in the reviews and let it be known that people appreciate that, then it will definitely like hopefully send a message to the game companies. You know, eventually I'm sure they will add cosmetics because they have to continuously keep the servers up, especially since they have the PvP. So that is understandable. And, you know, I think for the most part, the majority of the gaming community has accepted cosmetic items as a pretty standard microtransaction in every single live service game that is released nowadays. But I do like the lack of an in-game shop on release for this game. It's just really amazing. It's not, you know, it doesn't try to sell you anything. It doesn't push anything in your face. And it's just refreshing to see. So thank you to them for that. And I think that people should definitely, like, you know, if you can, say something on Twitter, just at them, just make sure they know that the people in the community appreciate that microtransactions aren't being forced down our throats. So anyways, that is my first news video on Space Marine 2. It's been going great so far. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to let me know what you want to hear next or what you want to guide over in the comments below, as I'll probably be doing class guides, but if there's anything specific, feel free to let me know. I'll probably do PvP as well in the coming days. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support that y'all have been showing on my videos recently, and I hope to see you next time.